Hi friends, good morning. From today, we are making videos on physics also. Physics in the sense problems. The main concentration will be on problems because the entire theory part is not necessary, is also not possible within this short time. So moreover in your MSET, most of the problems, most of the questions will be problems only. So in every chapter, we are taking some important problems and we try to present before you. Okay friends, so simultaneously you will get this maths also, MSET maths and MSET physics problems also. Every day from today onwards you will get both the links. Okay friends, okay, try to make the best use of these problems. See friends, today our first problem is a particle moves along a straight line such that its displacement at any time is given by s is equal to tq minus 6t square plus 3t plus 4 So this is the equation of the movement of that particle. Particle moves along a straight line such that its displacement at any time is given by this equation. The velocity when the acceleration is 0. See, it is a simple problem. We have to find the velocity. When the acceleration is 0. Since we know the equation of S, we can find V by doing ds by dt, and we can also find acceleration dv by dt. So by finding both the things, let us make acceleration 0. We have to find the velocity of the particle when the acceleration is 0. Right friends? So now first let us find ds by dt. ds by dt is equal to 3t square minus 2 6s 12t plus 3. This is velocity. Of the particle. So here v is equal to 3t square minus 12t plus 3. Now we have to find the acceleration because we have to find the velocity of the particle when acceleration is 0. So let us find the acceleration. Acceleration is dv by dt. That is equal to 2 3 60 minus 12. Acceleration is 60 minus 12. Now what is given? Acceleration is 0. That is 60 minus 12 is equal to 0. 60 is equal to 12. T is equal to 2. So by substituting t is equal to 2 in this equation, we get velocity of the particle. Okay friends, v is equal to 3t square minus 12t plus 3. Velocity is equal to 3 2's, the t square, 4 3 is 12 minus 12 2's 24 plus 3. V is equal to 12 plus 3 15 minus 24 minus 9 meters per second. So this is the velocity of the particle, that is minus 9 meters per second. This is how to do this problem. Easy problem friends. S is given, S equation is given. You can find V and you can also find A by differentiating velocity equation. You can find A, and by taking by making A is equal to 0, you will get T, and substitute T in the first equation. You will get velocity. Okay friends, let us see the second problem. This is the second problem, friends. Two cars A and B are rest at same point initially. They are not moving, they are at rest. Two cars A and B. If A starts with uniform velocity of 40 meters per second, A starts with 40 meters per second uniform velocity, and B starts in the same direction with constant acceleration of 4 meters per second square. 4 meters per second square acceleration B. So the velocity of A is given. The velocity of A is given. Uniform velocity of A is given, and constant acceleration of B is given. See, now what is to be found? If A starts with uniform velocity of 40 meters per second and B starts in the same direction with constant acceleration of 4 meters per second square, then B will catch A after how much time? Then B will catch A after how much time? So we have to find the time. See, B catch means they meet. Unless they meet, how can B catch A? So B is catching A means they met at one point. They are meeting at one point. So here the distance travelled by A and the distance travelled by B are equal. So what is the distance travelled by A? What is the distance travelled by A? See, distance travelled by A is equal to UT. U is 40 meters, initial velocity is given 40 meters per second, that is 40 t. SA is equal to 40 t, that is distance moved by A. Let us find SB. In case of B, acceleration is given. So the distance travelled by B, SB is equal to half AT square. Half AT square, that is equal to half into A4 into T square. 2T square, that is equal to 2T square. Now these two distances are equal because they met at one point. So 2T square is equal to 40T. T square, T cancel, 2T is equal to 40, T is equal to 20 seconds. So B will catch A after 20 seconds. Easy problem, friends. So let us see one more problem. See, friends, a particle moving in a straight line covers half the distance with the speed of 3 meters per second. See, total distance, say x, half of the distance, that is x by 2 distance, half of the distance, covers half the distance with the speed of 3 meters per second. And the other half of the distance, is covered in two equal time intervals, with the speed of 4.5 and 7.5, with the speeds of 4.5 meters per second and 7.5 meters per second respectively. The average speed of the particle. Now we want the average speed. Here say the total distance is x. From this point to this point, total distance is x. Here half of the distance is covered at 3 meters per second velocity, that is x by 2 distance, and the remaining x by 2 distance is covered in two equal time intervals. say T2, 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 1 T2 time with 4.5 meters per second and another T2 time at 7.5 meters per second travel. The particle is traveled. So now what is the average speed of the particle? See friends, average speed, anywhere average speed means total distance by total time taken. Total distance, average speed is equal to total distance by total time taken. Total distance by total time taken. This is the standard formula for average speed. Total distance, we know what is the total distance traveled by the particle, x. Total distance we know x. Now we have to find the total time taken. Total time taken. What is the time taken to travel the first half and what is the time taken by the particle to travel the second half? Adding these two timings, we get the total time. Total distance by total time, you will get the average speed. Okay. What is the time taken by the particle? What is the time taken by the particle to travel the first half? Time T1 is equal to time is equal to distance by velocity. Distance x by 2 by 3. X by 2 by 3 means x by 2 by 3, that is equal to x by 6. T1 is equal to x by 6. T1 is equal to x by 6. Now we have to find the time taken by the particle to travel the second half. So, see friends, T2 time, the particle traveled T2 time at 4.5 meters per second and another T2 seconds and another T2 seconds at 7.5 meters per second. So, here I am counting, here this distance is x by 2, so this distance is x by 2. Here 4.5 into T2, this velocity into time, plus again velocity into time, 7.5 into T2. So distance plus distance, this is total distance x by 2. See here T2, 4.5 T2 plus 7.5 T2 is 12 T2. 12 T2 is equal to x by 2. So T2 is equal to x by 24. So we know T1, T2 x by 24. Friends, we want to 2 T2 because the total time 1 T2 4.5 meters per second and another T2 7.5 meters per second. So the time taken to travel the second half, is equal to 2 T2. So 2 T2 is equal to x by 12. Now let us find the average speed. Average speed is equal to, friends, total distance. Average speed is equal to total distance x by total time taken. This is time taken to travel the first half and this is the time taken to travel the second half. This is equal to x by LCM 12, 6 2's 2x plus x into 12 by 3x. X cancel 3 4's. So average speed is equal to 4 meters per second. Average speed is equal to 4 meters per second. Problem clear, friends? Here the whole overall thing is finding the average speed. Average speed means total distance by total time taken. Total distance by total time taken. Total distance x by total time taken. Total time taken means the time taken to travel the first half and the time taken to travel the second half. Time taken to travel the first half. Time taken to travel the first half is equal to time is equal to distance x by 2 by velocity 3 meters per second. So x by 6 is t1, and we have to find t2. So here the particle traveled t2 time at 4.5 meters per second. So by multiplying these two we get some distance, plus by multiplying these two we get another distance. So these two distances is equal to half of the distance x by 2. So otherwise everything is fine. Okay friends, let us do one more problem. Okay friends, our next problem is one car moving on a straight road. One car moving on a straight road covers 1/3 of the distance with 20 km/h. 1/3 of the distance. 1/3 of the distance with 20 km/h. With 20 km/h. See, this is the total distance. This is 1 by 3. This is 2 by 3. 1/3 of the distance, remaining 2/3 of the distance. See, 1/3 of the distance at 20 km/h. At 20 km/h, and the rest with 60 km/h, and the remaining distance with 60 km/h. Find the average speed. Find the average speed. See, a car is traveling on a straight road. Friends, I forgot to tell you these are problems from horizontal motion. Horizontal motion. So I forgot to tell you problems. The chapter horizontal motion. Or the first chapter, your first chapter, horizontal motion. Okay, friends, horizontal motion. Okay, friends. Here the car is traveling first 1/3 of the distance. First 1/3 of the distance at 20 km/h speed. On the remaining 2 by 3. Total distance say 1. Total distance say 1. You can assume anything. Total distance you can say 1, or total distance you can say 60 or 120. You can assume any distance. It doesn't matter. So 1/3 of the distance at 20 km/h, and the remaining 2 by 3 distance at 60 km/h speed. What is the average speed of the car? Friends, you know average speed is equal to total distance by total time taken. Total. Here for easy sake, I am taking the total distance. I am taking the total distance as 60 kilometers. I am taking the total distance as 60 kilometers. You also take like that, because it is divisible by this and this. You can take any number. You can take any number divisible by 20 and 60. 20 and 60. Okay, friends. Say total distance 60. Total distance 60. What is the average speed? Total distance by total time taken. Total distance 60. Total distance 60 by total time taken. Total time taken. See, what is the 1/3? 60. 1/3 of 60 means 20 kilometers. This is 40 kilometers. This is 40 kilometers. So first 20 kilometers is traveled at 20 km/h. So what is the time? Distance by velocity. Distance by velocity. Plus here distance 40 by 60. So 20 or 22 is 23. 60 by 1 plus 2 by 3. 1 plus 2 by 3, that is equal to 60 by 3 plus 1. 3 plus 2, 5 by 3. That is equal to 60 into 3 by 5. 3 by 5, 5 12. 12 3s, 36 kmph friends. 36 kmph. Average speed of the car is 36 kmph. You can assume the distance anything. You can take it as x, you can take it as 1, or you can take it as 60, anything. Some number which is divisible by 20 and 60. Or if you take the LCM of 20 and 40 also. 20 and 40 also, you will get another, still simple. Here friends, total distance by total time taken. This is the time taken to travel the first 1/3 distance by time, plus this is the time taken to travel the remaining 2 by 3. 2 by 3 of the distance, that is 40 kilometers. Distance by speed, distance by velocity. Here you get the time to travel the remaining 40 kilometers. The total time, this plus this. So simplification is easy one. Okay friends, let us see one more problem. See, a 150 meters long train is moving with a uniform velocity of 45 kmph. The time taken by the train to cross a bridge of 850 meters long. See, train length, this is the train. The length of the train is 150 meters. And here it is the bridge. The length of the bridge is 850 meters. And the speed of the train is 45 kmph. Speed of the train is 45 kmph. See, here the question is the time taken by the train. See, I shall read the problem. A 150 meters long train is moving with a uniform velocity of 45 kmph. The time taken by the train to cross a bridge of 850 meters long. So, how much time? In how many seconds? This train crosses this bridge? See friends, we want time. Basically, what is the first thing? We want time. Time is equal to distance by velocity. This is the first thing. Time is equal to distance by velocity. That is first thing. Here let us see the distance. See, the train is crossing this bridge means train is traveling a distance of 150 plus 850, 1000 meters. Train is traveling a distance of 1000 meters. See friends, this is the bridge, this is the train. If this train crosses this bridge, the position of the train will be like this. Before crossing the bridge, the position of the train. After crossing the bridge, the position of the train. See, this is the engine of the train. Now, the position of the engine of the train is this. So, how much distance is covered? This plus this. So, total distance is 1000 meters by total time 45 kmph. Friends, here distance is in meters. Velocity is in kilometers per hour. You know friends, when the velocity is given in kilometers per hour, multiply with 5 by 18, multiply with 5 by 18 to get the velocity in meters per second. So here we have to convert this kmph velocity in meters per second. So this is equal to 1000 meters by 45 into 5 by 18. By doing 5 by 18, by doing 5 into 5 by 18, you will get the velocity in meters per second. You will get the velocity in meters per second. 9 2s, 9 5s. Okay, friends. This is equal to 1000 into 2 comes to the numerator by 5 5s 25. 5 5s 25. 25 4s 100 0. 42 80 seconds. So the time taken by the train is 80 seconds. The time taken by the train is 80 seconds. Okay, friends. This is the very easy thing. Time means distance by velocity. That is first step. Here distance. What is the distance the train traveled? What is the total distance the train traveled? Here the train is crossing a bridge. At that time, distance is equal to train length plus bridge length. If a train crosses a signal post, this is a signal post. If a train crosses a signal post, then the distance traveled by the train is the length of the train alone, the length of the train itself. If it is crossing a bridge or a tunnel or a standing goods train, etc., then sum of these two lengths must be taken as distance and velocity. But units here must be careful. Here the distance is in meters per second, distance is in meters, and velocity is in kilometers per hour. So this velocity should be changed into meters per second. So by doing with 5 by 18, you get the velocity in meters per second. So into 5 by 18, 9 2s, 9 5s. So 25 by 2. 5 5 is 25 by 2. It becomes 2 by 25. So 80 seconds. 80 seconds, friends. Okay, friends. Let us take up one more problem. Friends, a person moves 30 meters north. A person moves 30 meters north, then 20 meters east, These are the directions, friends. These are the universal directions. North, south, east, west. These are the universal directions, friends. Okay, friends. So let us say this is the origin point, starting point. So a person moves 30 meters towards north, and then 20 meters towards east, and finally 30 root 2 meters in the southwest direction. 30 root 2 southwest. This is south, this is west. So this person is moving in this direction. This is 30 root 2. Okay, friends, this is 30 root 2. What is the problem? The displacement of the person from the origin. The displacement of the person from the origin. So this is origin. We want this distance. We want this distance. See here, friends. This angle is 45 degrees. This angle is 45 degrees. How? See, if you join this line, you join this line. See, southwest direction. Southwest direction. See, here the angle will be 45 and this angle will be 45. So, if you take cos, that is adjacent side by hypotenuse, cos 45, or you can take sine, anything. Cos 45 is equal to this adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side, say, so I shall draw this also. See, friends, you can clearly understand. This is 30 means this is 30. This is 30 root 2. This is 30 root 2. This is 30. This angle is 45. This angle is 45. So, to take cos 45, see this, or otherwise one more thing also, friends. This is 32 root 2 means this must be 30, this must be 30. In a square, this is A means this is A root 2. This is A root 2 means this is A root 2. That is 30 root 2 means this is 30 and this is also 30. This is 20. So how much will be? This is also not necessary. Cos 45. All these things are also not necessary. So friends, this is 10. So this is also 10. So the displacement of the person is 10 meters towards west. 10 meters towards west. This is the problem, friends. See, first 30 meters this side and 20 meters this side, and then southwest direction, So now let us, by joining these things, this diagonal, this hypotenuse or square of the diagonal of the square. This is 30 root 2 means this must be 30 and this must be 30. This is 30 we know. So this must also be 30. So this is 20. So the remaining part is 10. So this the displacement of the person is 10 meters towards west. Okay, friends, shall do some more problems tomorrow session. Okay, thank you.